Hi, welcome back. I missed you. Not really. Today I will be talking about my VHS collection, but before that, let's get spooky. A very mysterious man, I'm not going to name his name, because we don't expose people on this channel. We try to keep Hollywood's darkest secrets secret. Underground tunnels exist. Leonardo DiCaprio is the head of the Illuminati, and the Antichrist is among us. On a serious note though, a very mysterious man whom I interviewed, I asked him, does the Illuminati exist? I just straight up asked him to see what he would say. For some reason, you know that look on somebody's face when they get extremely uncomfortable and nervous? He said yes, but then he said that he didn't want to talk about it anymore. So I was intrigued by that. Also, another thing that kind of freaked me out is that he kept insisting that I don't post the video to the public. I don't know what he was afraid of. I don't know what he was paranoid about, but it gave me chills. One of the books that he gave me is Hollywood Babylon. Now, this book is known to have a lot of fake stories, fictitious, made up fantasies about Hollywood, but reading through this and seeing some of the images kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, this man who gave me this book and gave me my VHS collection, which I will be talking about today, he was very hesitant on giving me this. I don't know why, but he said something along the lines of, I don't want to corrupt you, and I don't want to open up a demonic realm, and I don't want to expose you to demonic spirits. And I thought that was kind of silly because, to be honest, in my opinion, the only way that you can conjure up any demonic spirits is if you invite them in or if you purposely are seeking out such things. Other than that, this is just fantasy and it's innocent, right? At least for me. But yeah, I'm not going to read this book. I know I'm being very cryptic about it, but I'm not going to read from it. I'm not going to show you any pictures. I just want you to look it up for yourself and do your own research and let me know what you think. It's Kenneth Anger's Hollywood Babylon. And to me, I think the book is amazing. I think it's aesthetically pleasing. I think it's very dark and weird, but in a very camp way. And I think the person who wrote this, the author, is a genius, but that's just me. Moving on. All right. So first we have Truffaut's Day for Night. It says, a movie for people who love movies. Robert Ebert's movie Home Companion says, the best movie ever made about the movies. This is the English language version by Warner Brothers. It's rated PG and it came out in 1973. This is actually an Academy Award winner for Best Foreign Language Film, and it stars Jacqueline Bisset, Jean-Pierre Amont, Valentina Cortez, and John Champion. This one is The Man Who Loved Women. Not rated. It's an hour and 59 minutes. Came out in 1977. And one of the loveliest images in all of Truffaut. New York called it. According to New York, I'm guessing New York Times because it literally just says New York, Truffaut's funniest, most charmingly personal film in years. French with English subtitles, and this is the deluxe letterbox edition. Francois Truffaut. Next we have Pauline at the Beach. We got cinematography from Nestor Almendros, sound by Georges Prat, produced by Margaret Mengos, and written and directed by Eric Romer. This is the original language version, which is French, subtitled in English. This came out in 1982. It says, director Eric Romer explores the complicated romantic and sexual entanglements of 6 people on summer holiday on the Normandy coast. French people are very horny. Aha. It says here by Vincent Canby from the New York Times, effortlessly witty, effervescent, another rare Romer treat, one of the most original and elegant filmmakers at work today in any country. 94 minutes, France, 1983, color. This is the mysterious and sexy Blue a film by Krzysztof Kieslowski. Los Angeles Daily News gives it 4 stars. New York Daily News says it's magnificent. And San Francisco Chronicle says cool, gorgeous, and mysterious. 98 minutes in color, digitally mastered. It's rated R. Hopefully my mom lets me watch this. It says praised as one of the top films of the year by critics and audiences alike. This stylish and provocative mystery delivers captivating performances and stunning imagery. And this is a 1993 film, if I'm not mistaken. French with yellow English subtitles. All right, next we have The Last Metro. The Last Metro, fully restored, new translation and subtitles. Truffaut at his very best, a film of exceptional beauty by the New York Times. People magazine says, with so much sly wit, intelligence, and heart, The Last Metro glides effortlessly into greatness. 1980, color, 131 minutes. It is Paris 1942 under the German occupation, and successful Jewish theatrical director Lucas Steiner, Heinz Bennett, is forced into hiding. He entrusts the running of his theater to his wife Marion. Mind you, I haven't seen any of these. One time I watched Blue, but it was while I was making music, and I just put it on without sound, so I didn't really actually experience it fully, but I do plan on watching these eventually one day when I have enough time and energy. Gotti by Armand Assant, The Rise and Fall of a Real-Life Mafia Don. This is an HBO original movie. The Chicago Sun-Times says a worthy companion piece to Goodfellas. I love Goodfellas. New York Daily News says Assant is phenomenal. And this was directed by Robert Armin. And running time is 104 minutes. Color, hi-fi. Closed captioned. It's rated R. And this is the story of John Gotti, the rise and fall of a real-life godfather. John Gotti, Armand Assant, is destined to rise to the top of his business, and his business is crime. Sade, Life, Promise, Pride, Love. I remember watching this while making music as well, and a lot of beautiful 90s aesthetic vibes going on this, at least visually. It's just, I'm pretty sure this is just a long music video, 68 minutes to be exact. So short and sweet. And this is just beautiful. If you like Sade, comment Sade. Now we have Traffic. Yeah, it says by Herbert and Roper and the Movies. 2 big thumbs up for the powerful epic. Traffic is a real cannonball, a hard-ass drama that comes out blazing. Peter Travers, Rolling Stone. And Jeffrey Lyons, WNBC TV says an astonishing experience. It's the high-stakes, high-risk world of the drug trade as seen through a well-blended mix of interrelated stories. A Mexican policeman, Benicio del Toro, finds himself and his partner caught in an often deadly web of corruption. A pair of DEA agents, Don Cheadle and Luis Guzman, work undercover in a sordid and dangerous part of San Diego. A wealthy drug baron living in upscale suburban America is arrested and learns how quickly his unknowing and pampered wife, Catherine Zeta-Jones, takes over his business, and the U.S. president's new drug czar, Michael Douglas, must deal with his increasingly drug-addicted teenage daughter. This won 4 Academy Awards for Best Director, Best Supporting Actor, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Film Editing. It has a stellar cast and a director whom I've been a fan of for years, Steven Soderbergh. Just so you guys know, I will be doing a part 2 of my VHS collection. This first half is mostly French, foreign, pretentious-y films. They're movies that I really haven't seen yet because they were gifted to me by the mysterious man. But the second half of this video will have way more classic movies that you and I have seen. Last but not least, I saved the best for last. Last but not least, I saved the best for last is David Lynch's Mulholland Drive, R.I.P. The New York Times says a maniacal thrill. USA Today says one of the year's bests. Robert Ebert, Chicago Sun-Times, says hypnotic. And it actually won Best Director at the 2001 Cannes Film Festival. The Washington Post says it's beautiful, twisting, dangerous, and addictive. Vogue says it gets inside your head and stays there. This was written and directed by David Lynch. This is color, 2 hours and 27 minutes, so it's pretty lengthy. Rated R, and Universal is behind this one. It says this sexy thriller has been acclaimed as one of the year's best films. Two beautiful women are caught up in a lethally twisted mystery and ensnared in an equally dangerous web of erotic passion. There's nothing like this baby anywhere. This sinful pleasure is a fresh triumph for Lynch and one of the best films of the year. Visionary daring, swooning eroticism, and colors that pop like a whore's lip gloss, says Rolling Stone's Peter Travers. See it, then see it again. Time Out, New York. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Naomi Watts was struggling as an actress in LA at the time, and this movie pretty much put her on the map and saved her career, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to share part 2 with you. I wish I could share the interview that I did with this mysterious guy in a fit of kind of like rage. Not rage, but like I was like, the audio is terrible, you know, the image quality is pretty bad. I didn't really take the interview too serious. It was really more of a casual talk between two acquaintances. I didn't really necessarily interview him, but I did get, some vital information out of him concerning the future of, the world and the United States and the government and blah blah blah. But I think the most important thing that I should have actually filmed and talked about was, the thoughts that he had on the Illuminati. He just seemed very uncomfortable when I brought it up, and he didn't want any information leaking. He didn't want me to post it. He told me like 5 times, make sure this doesn't get posted. So I was like, why do I even have it if I'm not gonna post it? I just don't want to have that anymore. So maybe one day we'll meet again and we'll do a proper interview, and I'll actually be able to put stuff up and maybe blur some stuff out, but I don't know, who knows. Thank you for watching, and be careful sleeping tonight, because I might be either under your bed or in your closet watching you sleep and waiting for the perfect moment to pounce and jump on your bed. And I'm not going to hurt you or do anything bad. I'm just going to offer you a warm glass of milk, but in a very creepy and unsettling way. Okay, have a good night or a good day. Bye.